Today we're going to talk about the basics of styles and formatting in OpenOffice Writer. If you don't have this table here, go up to Format and then come down to Styles and Formatting, and then this box will appear. What this does is it's going to allow you to format large quantities of text all at one time. And it basically breaks the text up into sections so that if you want to make all the headings a certain style, if you want to make them a certain font, put page breaks in front. A lot of what people do when they're making ebooks is they'll do direct formatting, which is like when you come here and you highlight and then you come up here to bold. The problem with that is that the e-readers don't all recognize that. And so when you convert your document into the necessary format, it doesn't always take well. So what we're going to do here is go to that format and then come down to the styles and formatting. It'll open up this box. This backwards funky P, make sure you have this on. This is the non-printing characters. And what it does is this is what your normal page looks like. You hit that. This little backwards P is every time you hit a return. The little dots here is every time you hit a space. So if you're using tabs, you do not want to use tabs to make indents. You want to use this procedure because the tabs are going to add a bunch of empty space to your work, and that's not what you want to do. Now the first thing I do, I hit select all, and then I come down here to this text body indent. Right click it and hit modify. Now for alignment, I like justified and then click on the expand single word. Some people will say that they want it left. I prefer the justified. That's what looks clean. It looks like clean lines. It looks centered. It looks professional. It looks like a real book when you open up a real book. Okay, now all these numbers you don't even have to worry about. There's only one you need to worry about. All of these should be 0 except for this first line indent. This is how you put the indentations instead of using the tabs. And if you notice right here, as you change the sizes, it'll show you what it's going to look like. But according to Smashwords, what you want is you want a 0.3. And we'll go back up here and we'll make all the rest 0. Okay. So you want a first line indent of 0.3 and the rest 0. Now when it comes to alignment, we want justified, expand. Your body text, I always use Times New Roman, regular, and 12 point. The reason for that is e-readers can actually change the font and the size to whatever the reader wants it to be. And there's only 3 fonts that will actually allow you to change. And that's Times New Roman, Garamond, and I think it's Calibri or Arial. It's one of those 2. So the point is that if you use something other than those 3, then the e-reader might not be able to change font, and then the person's going to be mad at you. So we're going to hit OK. And since I hit select it all, if you notice right here, there's no indentations at all, and this is not justified. But since I just made those specifications on the text body indent, I'm going to double click it. And now you'll see that I have indents and it's justified, which is what I want. Now, the cool thing about this is that you can name a paragraph style anything you want. And I usually make one for copyright and then one for headings. And you can adjust the sizes to anything you want. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make a heading right here. Right? We're going to do a heading for a prologue. The best thing to do is use heading 1, because later when you go to convert it, the heading 1 will become your table of contents marker when it gets converted. And we'll show you that in a different film. But click on modify. Okay, and I want Times New Roman. I'll put that in bold, and we'll do it at 115%. Now the thing with this is text flow. This here on text flow tab, you have breaks, and you click on insert, and then it says type of break. I want a page break, and I want it before the heading. And I also hit orphan control and widow control, and this deals with the text at the bottom and the top of the pages. You know how like you have like one line that dangles on a new page? This controls that. So we hit OK. Now I highlight my heading and then double click on heading 1. And what it did was it put it on the next page and it made it bold in the type style we asked for. But say I want to change it to centered. I can do modify and then come back up to alignment, hit centered, and hit OK. Now it moves automatically. And what will happen is for anything that I click on that, I click on that as heading 1. Okay, now what it did was it inserted a page break, it made it centered and bold. But say I want to change that, and I'm going to make it italic. Okay, and then I hit OK. See, it changed it here, but it also changed it on every other heading 1 that I made. See, the prologue was a heading 1. So this is the easiest, fastest way to change different types of text and spacing within your document. And I actually make a different one for copyright. Like I put the copyright section will be a smaller font and centered. And then something else, this character styles here, I usually make one that's italic. So you can go new and you type in the name that you want to use. And I do A italics because putting the A is going to put it at the top of this table here. And I want the font to be in italic. And this will show you what it's going to look like. So now what winds up happening is I can pick anything I want. Say I'm talking about somebody's thoughts, for example, and you want the thoughts to be in italics. If you double click on it, now puts it in italics. If later I decide I don't want it in italics, then I can remove it again. So that's just a quick little tutorial about how the styles and formatting can work for paragraph styles and character styles. That's the basics. I'll get into some other features later, but this is just like a tutorial number 1. Thanks.